exists, not in it.
God is what secures all things. So he is not all things. He merely secures all things.
That seems to be a hollow word. It doesn't seem to mean
He
much of
has
anything.
to.
So existence is all things. Is your God a thing, or is he a no thing?
He is a thing.
Okay, so he's in existence.
Existence just means actuality.
No. When I'm talking about existence, I'm talking about a noun that describes the mereological sum that contains all things.
Yeah, and God grounds all things.
Well,
He
he
is
can't.
not all things.
Well, he can't ground this because this would be his grounding. He's
Ground
inside
what?
this. Like you're saying, he's
Inside
grounding
what?
things.
Yeah, with through his invisible attributes. So he can secure
Yeah.
the universe without being a part of the universe.
Well, there you go. Yeah, he can
That's
secure.
the awesomeness of God.
Well, see, I'm fine with him securing the universe, but existence includes the universe, but isn't the universe.
No, you're possibly underestimating God's power. He can secure the universe
Okay.
with no particular in between. So he can merely, just with his will, hold up a universe with
Okay.
nothing connecting it, nothing. So it's just the best analogy I can give you is that
Okay, but you understand when I say existence and I describe what the existence is, it involves containing a universe, but it itself is not the universe. It just has universe in it. Right? So when you say
yes,
your
and God is
God,
what secures the universe.
yeah. And when you say your God secures the universe, that's fine. But then your God is still in existence. Because existence or universe aren't interchangeable in this example.
No, he can secure the universe without being a part of the universe,
Yeah,
or
that's fine,
without.
but we're not talking about the universe. We're talking about existence.
Yes, God grounds all of existence without being a part of everything.
Okay, but if he's
That's his all powerfulness.
wait, if he's grounding existence, then he's before existence, which means he doesn't exist.
You just presuppose God. When you say God doesn't exist,
Oh, I get
you're
that.
referencing God.
But
Exist is a verb. So all you're saying is God doesn't do
I'm not
things.
talking about, like I said, I'm not talking about the verb form of the word. I'm talking about a noun.
You referenced the verb when you said exist. So when you say God doesn't exist,
no. I already told you multiple times when I say existence, I'm talking about a noun.
it's a
So it's a
noun.
place.
Yes.
Yes.
You reference the verb exist. When you say,
and you
allow
get
me
the
to
verb.
correct your blunder. That
Go
sentence
ahead.
doesn't make sense. When people say God doesn't exist, that sentence makes no sense because the word exist is a verb. A verb is a doing word. So what they are saying is God doesn't do things. But because God is personal, he obviously does do things. This is why atheism and agnosticism are illogical positions, because the title atheism and agnosticism references God, and because God is the greatest being conceivable, he doesn't have a defeater.
I just gave you one. That definition of existence proves my point. You're saying he exists.
There's no defeater to God.
Therefore, you could say it all you want, but it's just incorrect. Therefore, he's doing things, therefore he exists. But in order to exist, you have to be in existence. You're going to say he's before existence,
God is
he doesn't exist.
How's it
you
going?
just presuppose God again. This is semantics, word games. God grounds all of existence as he is pure actuality.
How can something that does not exist ground existence?
You can't make that claim. You can't say something doesn't exist because you are not all-knowing.
That's a question, not a claim.
Your question is loaded.
How can
My
something that
question is loaded.
you
Wait.
can say it's loaded, but I didn't ask it
Huh.
about anything in particular, right?
I have a question.
Huh?
Hi, how's it going, guys? I have a question.
Yeah, we're going live any second, I think.
We've been
I-
live.
We are live now.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah. Hi. Sorry, dude. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Alright.
is that what he's doing?
Sorry. Thanks for letting me join. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, guys.
Okay. So you have to assume there's existence. If you presuppose, right? Even you have to presuppose there's
God's
existence.
existence.
No, please don't interrupt me. You have to presuppose existence before you can say anything else exists, because existence is where all things are, including beings and worlds and universes and places and whatever else you want to throw in there. So, by the simple fact of you trying to presuppose God before existence logically implies God does not exist.
You just reference God again. When you say God doesn't exist, you're referencing God within that statement. As again,
I'm
exist is
referencing-
a verb. Stop interrupting me. Stop interrupting me. Exist is a verb. So what you are saying is God doesn't do things. However, that's illogical because God, by definition, does do things as he has revealed himself to us through sacred theology / revealed theology, which you can get a PhD or a THD in, more precisely, sacred theology. So God grounds all of existence as he is pure actuality. There's a philosophical Latin term for this used by Thomas Aquinas.
Oh, okay. So when I say God in that statement, I am referencing a concept, not a real thing. Right? So I'm not presupposing you're God. And when you I'm trying, and you're interrupting my train of thought here. And when you then say God does things, now you're presupposing existence before you presuppose God in that statement. There you go.
Firstly, don't mute me. This is to Hex. He
Yeah, I'll do it alone.
He's just organizing it.
you're not on the hot. If you're not on the hot, look, you're all on the hot seat. All three of you here, you're all on the hot seat. So what was your response again?
Oh, you weren't listening? You were too busy being mad?
I can't remember it now
Oh,
because
okay,
I'm
okay,
getting
well, I'll give it
muted.
to you. I'll give it to you. So, when I reference the word God, I am referencing a concept, not the real thing. So I'm not presupposing it in any way. But when you say
That's
God,
contradictory.
well, it's not. But when you say God is doing things, you are presupposing existence before you even presuppose a God.
Okay, so to address your gish skillet, for a conception of God to be understood, we have to reference said conception to the actuality of God. I've been adamant on this over and over again. God is pure actuality, as he is absolute perfection. So we reference him for facts. So when you say God doesn't exist, you are presupposing his existence within that statement or premise, as God is ultimate truthful love. What I mean by ultimate is that God is absolute, eternal, and revelatory. So just to justify ontotheology, only an omnipotent / all-powerful mind can be eternal, not subjected to chaos. And only a mind can be absolute, as free will is independent through the law and spiritual law of cause and effect. So only God can be absolute and eternal. So the universe can't be eternal. infinitism is illogical. We are not brains in jars. So you have to accept the truth. You may respond.
Okay, well, I guess first you called me making 2 points a gish gallop, where then you replied by making, I think, 5 or maybe 6, depending on how you want to
It was
split them
1
up.
point.
Yeah, okay, sure. So gish gallop, I guess, if I was gish galloping. 2, again, referencing a concept, no matter how you want to describe it as a concept, does not mean you're ever assuming it's real, right? I can reference Harry Potter as a concept and call Harry Potter the ultimate thing, but it doesn't make it true, right? It's a fiction in someone's head. But again, when you're talking about God and you're actually trying to reference a real thing that's also outside of people's heads, you are presupposing existence in order to do that. You're destroying your own precept in that process.
Made 3 points here. First, we can't conceptualize God, as we can't conceptualize ultimate perfection. So to give you an example, we can't count to infinity. We have to be revealed God's absoluteness, as God is infinite in size. And then you reference Harry Potter. Obviously, the actor Harry Potter exists, and the physical book Harry Potter exists. So you're just placing an arbitrary label to 2 actual things. And I justified how only God can be absolute and eternal, which I think you didn't respond to that. So I'll just rephrase what I said for emphasis and so that you can respond to it. Only a mind can be absolute and eternal. More precisely, only an all-powerful mind can be absolute and eternal, as they have to be chaotically free / immune. And only a mind with free will can be absolute, because free will is not contingent on parts backing the law and spiritual law of cause and effect. So so on the contrary, just for the sake of argument, infinite regressions defaultly is fallacious, because the adjective infinite can be changeable with the adverb ad infinitum, as things to infinity is contingent on our absolute Judeo-Christian God. So infinite regressions is a contradiction in terms, because people conflate infinite to infinite in size or infinitude in size. So something infinite is contingent. So to give you an example, if you draw a circle, you can hypothetically you can expand that circle to infinity. So outside the circle would be God, who is not restrained to anything. So what's your response?
Well, I guess to start with, I haven't proposed any infinite regression. Existence would be timeless. It could contain time in some portions, and those portions could be infinite in time. It can contain spaces that are infinite in space, but there's no entailment of an infinite regression. Presupposing your God's ultimateness would logically implies he doesn't exist, because you have to presuppose existence before you could say God exists. Otherwise, it makes no sense at all. And there's no quality about mind that makes it the thing that has to come first. Right? Saying mind doesn't magically make it exist, forever, or make it an ultimate thing, or even necessarily makes it possible to be an ultimate thing. I think I addressed every point that mattered.
Well, you brought up 2 points. I am typing out your points. So if you do plan on gish galloping, I will take a note of it. So space would just be a label.
If I can, right? I know that you're pointing to him. I've set a poll. We're going to set a timer if the people want it, if they don't want it. But as you say, we're going to stop the gish galloping. We're going to try and control that. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick.
Okay.
Sorry, real quick. MathPig, do you think I'm gish galloping?
I'm asking the audience, sir, but I am trying to be a moderated host. I was going to try and do something else. You're doing a great job, so I'm going to remain as best as I can and mute both of you when you are ignorant. Try to give everybody an opportunity when they want to, and we're asking the audience. So,
Okay, I was just checking for sanity's sake.
no, I don't think you're fucking Gish Galvin, but I'm not allowed to say that. So, moving on.
Okay, so you brought up space. Space would just be a label to an immaterial particular. God is immaterial with a consciousness to have chosen to create physicalities. So you're possibly playing semantics there, and you're still making the same illogical claim when you say God doesn't exist, as you are presupposing God within that statement. And again, for emphasis, exist is a verb. So when you say God doesn't exist, what you are saying is God doesn't do things. However, God does do things by definition. So that addresses two of your points.
Oh, okay. Well, again, I'm referencing a concept that isn't real outside of the mind, or maybe even in a book, if you want to include like the Bible. So you could say I'm presupposing the concept of God, and it's more not even really even a Christian concept, more of just a variable that I can move around and see where it goes by logical entailment. That God could create physicality and be the grounding for physicality, but existence isn't just physicality, and not all space is necessarily physical in this example, or in this model even. And I mean, this is do like a little tiny experiment here to unhook that. So we have a true dichotomy here that I'm presenting. You have existence and non-existence. Right, if you want to say God is before existence, you end up with only this. This is why it implies, when you say God is before existence or grounds existence, it implies that he's non-existent, because existence isn't yet.
You brought up 4 points. The first point I've already addressed. For a conception of God to be understood, we have to cross-reference said conception to the actuality of God, as we can't conceptualize ultimate perfection without revelation from God. So again, we can't count to infinity. We have to be revealed that God is infinite in size, and God is logical. God can create physicalities, as energy / matter is irreducibly complex with height, depth, and width. So it takes a mind to have created the universe, as something can't come out of absolute nothingness for the brute contingency of instant actualization. So I'll just read this word for word of my project. Stuff cannot causelessly spawn for the brute contingency of instant actualization because all is irreducibly complex. For example, our biblically / awesomely absolute aesthetical God / mind of spiritual fire, Genesis 1:2, Deuteronomy 4:24, and Hebrews 12:29. So just to further add to that, through a reductio ad absurdum, or the impossibility of the contrary, if something came into existence without a cause, that something would have to be infinite in size. So it is impossible for something infinite in size to spawn into existence instantly without a cause, because of that prerequisite to be all of reality. The prerequisite would have to mean that that prerequisite has always existed in the mind of God. And I've already addressed this. Only God can be eternal for the aforementioned reasons. In the last point, I think you're still playing semantics. God grounds all of existence without having to be a part of all of existence. So he can secure the universe without being a part of it. He can just do it through his will alone without any connecting points from him to the universe. So just to give you a visualization, God can secure the universe without tying a large rope to it. He is merely securing the universe with his will alone. So there will be nothing in between God and the universe. So he's securing the universe through his will alone. So that debunks your talking points.
Oh, I don't think it does, because you're conflating universe with existence. I already told you to stop doing that. So yet again, I mean, this pretty much addresses every single thing you've said. If you're going to say God comes before existence, then the only thing you're left with is non-existence. Which then means your God doesn't exist.
I said God grounds all of existence. We are in God's reality. I have already gone through this before we went live.
I wasn't.
God is pure.
I wasn't really done, but I mean, we can address that. I mean, it's still right here. So this is before existence. Right? We got God, and we got non-existence. That's where he is. So he's not real. Doesn't exist. So I don't know how something that doesn't exist does something. Now, if you want to say he does things, I'm fine with that. But now he can't be before existence anymore. Because doing things implies being in existence.
God existed before the universe. God grounds all of existence. So God created the universe.
Real quick.
There
you go. The world there represents the universe. It's in existence in the physical part. He can ground the universe. But that's not the same thing as grounding existence.
He can ground the universe without being in the universe. I've said this over and over again.
I agree, and that's shown here.
Yes. And he created the universe for the aforementioned reasons.
Yeah, and that's also shown here. You can say he created the universe, right there. Still in existence.
Yes, so he can still be in his eternal realm whilst transcending into the temporal realm.
Okay, all those things are in existence, right?
You could say that, yes.
Well, they're not non-existent, are they?
Yeah, you can say existence or actuality. This is just semantics now.
Well, this existence contains all actuality. Because it's all things, like it's everything.
Yeah, and God grounds it. So what I mean by ground, he's not. That doesn't mean he is the ground of all. He's not the actual ground of everything. He just he preconditions everything.
Okay, so preconditions. So before. We'll see what before looks like again. Okay, all we have is non-existence, so God isn't real now.
God is real? You're still presupposing him. So I have to present a syllogism because you're...
I'm just putting him where you're implying he is. Right, if you're going to say he's before existence, then he's non-existent.
No, he is before the universe.
Okay,
God
so not before existence, just the universe.
God preconditions all of existence.
Okay.
So God created the universe. So you're in the hot seat now. I'll present my syllogism as you're possibly running from this.
Real quick, I'm trying to understand what you're saying, because it seems like you're conflating two words: the universe and existence. These are not the same things. Does he ground? Is he the precursor to existence, or just the precursor to the universe?
What do you mean by precursor? Preconditioner?
Yeah. Something that has to be before you get the other one.
I've already gone through this. I think you're possibly just you're going in circles to possibly run out the clock. So this is why I will present a
3
syllogism
hours.
to you. This will sort it. So now you're in this. You've put yourself in this position. You're now engaging with my
No.
syllogism. So premise 1.
Okay.
God biblically, I've just put it in the private chat, so I'll just read it out briefly without going into the brackets. So premise 1, God's biblically / awesomely ultimate truthful love. Premise 2, God authorized the Bible / biblicalism. Conclusion, thus Judeo-Christian / biblical presuppositionalism follows. So you may respond to premise 1.
I think that if there is a God, that could be true, because regular presuppositionalism just says God is before the universe. Because God secures the universe. You're presupposing God to get the universe. That's fine. What I'm saying is there's existence that you have to presuppose even before you presuppose God, making God not the ultimate thing.
Your hypothetical statement presupposes God. So in other words, if statement references God as he is ultimate truthful love, so my syllogism is a categorical syllogism, not a conditional syllogism. And God is ultimate truthful love by definition, as he is absolute, eternal, and revelatory. In other words, God is an ultimate fact, backing the law of identity that A is A. So God is an ultimate fact, and vice versa. So to justify this more, God is absolute, eternal, and revelatory. An ultimate fact is absolute, eternal, and revelatory. So premise 1 of my syllogism is an ultimate fact. So you just have to accept that before moving on to premise 2.
I think a lot of what you said doesn't follow. It also doesn't matter to this. Because I've already told you when I say God, I'm
You just made a claim. Point out the P and not P.
I
Yeah,
wanna finish
wait
my
your
statement.
turn. I was polite.
So when I reference God, I'm just referencing a concept that it's really just a variable. It's like saying A, and I'm calling it God, and then I let you put stuff onto it, and I'm okay with that. But I don't actually believe anything that you say about that variable. I'm just letting you move it around on my chart here. So again, even let's say for sake of argument, me presupposing. Me talking about God presupposes the existence of a real God, right? And it's not just a variable I'm manipulating. That would still put him inside existence, making God not the ultimate thing.
You claim that what I said that I didn't follow, but you didn't point out the contradiction. In other words, the A and not A. So non sequiturs presupposes God, as God is ultimate truthful love. Again, by definition, God is ultimate truthful love. I justified this with the law of identity, which you didn't properly address in regards to God's ultimate factness. So God is an ultimate / brute fact. Thus, premise 1 is an ultimate / brute fact.
Oh,
So
I addressed that.
What I'm saying is the truth. You just have to accept the truth. Respond.
And all I'm saying is the truth, and you just got to accept the truth. The simple fact of him being inside existence makes him not the ultimate fact.
You presuppose God with the pronoun I, so there's 2 points here. You reference God when you said I, as you are a creature contingent on God. God grounds all of existence without being
just so we don't have to repeat this. I said for sake of argument, let's assume that I am presupposing God. That still puts him in existence. Right, so we can get past this part. It doesn't matter.
God is pure actuality. So I've already gone through this. The noun existence would be the same to the noun actuality. So God preconditions all of actuality. There's a philosophical Latin term for this used by Thomas Aquinas, actus purus, in regards to the absolute perfection of God. So when you say God's not in existence, you're just saying God is not in himself. So you're contradicting yourself. You're playing word games here.
I just want to say, in the
So
next
again-
couple of minutes, I've been very polite and let you two rant and stuff. Deconverted Man come in because they had something that they did want to ask and make a point of, and I've let it run for a wee while. So if you could just either come to a I agree to disagree point, so I can give the floor to Deconverted Man for a wee minute, because I feel I'm being disrespectful to a man who has joined my panel.
Okay. So I guess just real quick.
I'm happy to engage all three of you, just so
No,
long
no,
it's
no.
on
Cerberus was
God's
talking.
existence.
Cerberus was talking. Please.
Yeah. So again, I was saying, for sake of argument, let's assume there is a God, right? And it's your God, or it's something like your God, because the way you're describing your God logically implies an impossibility. Well, let's say the God is real, therefore it's in existence. Therefore, it can't be the ultimate fact, and existence itself isn't actuality, right? I'm presenting you with a unique term and its description. Existence would contain all actuality, which means if God is actuality, or all actuality, then God is in existence, because that's where actuality is. So again, your
You've
pre-sub,
just contradicted yourself.
yeah, again, your pre-sub is
finished.
destroying itself.
No, you committed a fallacy of a contradictio in terminus
I don't want.
as
I don't want to go down the route.
noun
No, we're not going to go down that route. We're not going to go down that route.
Would be the
Deconverted.
same
No, we're
to
not.
the noun
I will mute you.
actuality.
I will mute you. I did ask. I give you warning, and I'll let you have both the floor for a while. Deconverted Man, would you like to ask Judo a question? And Ger, go fuck yourself.
Oh, I will. Thank you. It's not that funny, D-Man. Shut up.
I hadn't been able. Okay, hi guys, hi everybody. Thanks
If you
for-
can raise your gain a wee bit, that'd be great.
Let me see. Hold on. Audio. Let's see.
Don't worry about it if you can't. That's just.
I don't know what I'm doing. Is that more? Am I loud enough? I don't know.
I can
Perfect,
hear you
wonderful.
just
Just
fine.
ask Judo your question.
Oh, okay. I thought that UJC, is that what are we calling you for short there?
Judo.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Judo? Okay, judo's good. I can say judo. Alright. So I thought
Judeo.
Judeo? Okay. I don't know. At any rate, earlier I thought you said something, but I just wanted to make sure, because that was the question I had, but you guys went on for a while after that. So did you
I think you're
at
I think
some
you're
point-
lagging.
Yeah. Did you say at some point that you can't say that things don't exist?
I'm not catching all of you. You're cutting, your microphone is dropping
Yeah.
in and out.
Try again. I was typing. I forgot to mute. Please try again.
So Judeo, did you at some point say that that no one, or that one cannot say that things don't exist?
Yeah, we can't make that claim because humans are not all-knowing. So we can be ignorant on certain things in regards to its existence, but we can't say something is not real, as God is the source of all possibilities and impossibilities. So he could be creating unicorns, dragons, etc.
Okay, so you cannot say that Santa Claus is not real.
Yeah, Santa Claus could exist because God could just be creating a Santa
Okay.
Claus character.
Could Laud exist?
I don't know who that is, but anything's possible with God.
Okay. Could the God-eating creature exist?
That's a contradiction in terms because a creature can't be God. A creature would
It eats God. It's a God-eating creature.
a God-eating creature.
Yeah, it eats God. That's all it eats. So could a creature
Well, that's
that
contradictory.
could a creature that eats God exist? Because you said anything's possible if you have God. So could a God-eating creature exist? Since that would be a thing.
Yes, because God could just limit his power to where something else would be more powerful than
Okay.
him, but he won't. I doubt he would do that.
So there. Well, but you can't say that a God-eating creature doesn't exist, right? So if we then say that a God-eating creature does exist, you can't possibly hope to say that it doesn't exist, right? Now, of course, you would want, I would think, proof that a God-eating creature does in fact exist. Just me saying that a God-eating creature does exist wouldn't be enough, right? I mean,
Your question is loaded because God would have to be the one creating
right?
that all-powerful creature.
Sure. God created an all-powerful, at any rate, a powerful enough creature that could eat God, right? Is that fair?
Yes, but God would have to.
Okay, so that's what
It
God
is,
did.
but God. Yeah, but God would have to limit his power down.
Right. God did that. That's what I'm saying. God did that, and I know that God did that because. God
Where is
told
this
me
leading
about it.
to?
Well, God told
Where
me.
is this leading
God
to?
told me that it created a God-eating creature in a special revelation. That I can be sure that God told me that it made a God-eating creature. Now, apparently, for whatever reason, I have been given control of the God-eating creature, and I can release it upon command. It has not yet eaten God, but when I say the certain words that only I know, the creature will be released, and then God will be devoured. Now, my question to you is, do I say those words or not? Now, if you choose not, there is a condition that you must fulfill. You have to say a certain thing that I want you to say in order for me to not do it. So it's probably better for you to say that I should do it, because the consequence of you saying that I shouldn't do it is so great that you will regret telling me to, in fact, not do it. So you must say that I should do it, which means God will then be eaten. Which do you choose?
You're cutting out.
Uh-huh.
Not for me. Anyone else is deconverted?
Interesting.
Yeah, not for me at all.
Simos, is he cutting out for you?
Yeah, you're possibly lying, but
Hey,
continue.
no, get out.
No. So if you could just deconverted man, if you could just repeat the question, and if
Okay,
there is a
so-
cutting out, repeat it again.
Where is?
Yeah, sure. I'll just repeat it again. So God has told me in a special revelation that I can be sure about that God created a God-eating creature that I have, for whatever reason, been given special words to release it. Once I release it, it's going to eat God, and that will be it. God will be gone. No more God. He'll be eaten. I have special words that I will say that will release this creature. However, because I'm a nice guy, I've decided to wait until the moment that you came in, that I've found myself in this situation to say, okay, Jadeo there, here's the thing. I'm going to ask you if I should release it or shouldn't release it. But if you tell me I shouldn't release it, I'm going to require you to say certain words that you don't want to say for me to not release it. it's a horrible, terrible trap I'm putting you in, but you know, I have the words, I have the power over this thing. So, what are you gonna do? Should I release the God-eating creature or not?
You're asking me a hypothetical.
No. This is all true. This
Even
is
if you did
hypothetical.
release,
Should I release it or not? Yes. Should I release it or not? This is all true, by the no. Okay. Now, you said no. So now, remember I said that if you did say no, I'm going to require you to say something that you don't want to say. Otherwise, I will, in fact, release it. This is, of course, an appeal to force, but that's okay because God can do that too, apparently, right? Anyway, so I'm going to require you to say that God is a lobster. If you say that, I will not release the creature.
so you're trying to get sound bites out of me? Is that what you're trying to do here?
Well, yeah, if you don't say it, God's dead.
Just to say,
You say it.
it's not Deconverted Man's stream. He just came in out of nowhere, and there's no sound bites or anything. Like, you know, this is uploaded
No.
right now.
This is my whole career on YouTube is building up to this moment, and Gur, if he was still here, could confirm this.
He's in the live chat. They're in the live chat.
Yeah, I have been preaching the gospel of the lobsters for a long time. It's well known. MathPig, you've heard me talk about the lobsters.
Dude, I'm referring to you in the private chat as Lobster Man. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's heard. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people.
you
have
were
heard.
there before that fucking
was there.
Peterson cunt.
Yeah, Lobsterist. It's been on my about page for ages. There's 2 Lobsterist books. I've been waiting for somebody else besides me to admit that God is a lobster, but I can't get anyone to do it. Now is the time. So I'm hopeful that you will say that God is a lobster. Otherwise, God gets eaten by the God-eating monster, and then there's no more God. And then technically you were right that there was a God, but then from now on you'll have to say that God is dead because I released the God-eating monster that I know about through special revelation. So what's it going to be?
This is
You're
a
gonna say-
hypothetical. I'm not.
No. This
I'm not
is
playing
real.
this
This is
game
real.
of yours.
No. This is real. This is true. Now, in order to know that this is true, see, you just have to listen to me and accept that it's true.
God wouldn't give you that power.
Well, but he did, and he told me specifically. He said that you wouldn't say that actually, and he also said that I said, look, I don't want this. He said, no, you have it, and I have, like I said, I have these special words, but because I'm kind of a prick, I just want you to say God is a lobster, and then I won't do it. And that'll be the end of it, and I'll never bring it up again. Never bring it up again. So will you do it?
Again,
I don't know.
this-
I don't care. No, it doesn't sound like you're about to say God is a lobster to me. So I think that I think that it's fair then. I have to release it because you're not going to say it, are you? You're not going to say it, are you?
I'm calling out your bluff, even as absurd
It's
as
not
this
a bluff.
is.
No, it's not a bluff. I'm not bluffing, but I mean, if you want to take that gamble and risk that God will no longer exist, all right. I mean, he won't say God's a lobster, so I have no choice. I will now say.
Wait, real quick before you kill God.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I think one thing I think he said before multiple times that you can't actually say something doesn't exist.
Yeah, but that's interesting, isn't it? Because he kind of did say that, didn't he?
Yeah, so I don't know how he's denying that this monster
He can't
exists.
possibly deny that it exists, but he kind of is. It's interesting. Anyways, it's fine when he does it. All right, so I'm going to have to release the God-eating monster. I'm sorry, everybody, but from this moment forward, God will be dead. So Judeo was right. There was a God, but after this moment, when I say these words, God will be dead. So here we go. Zuma. That's it. That was it. It was just Zuma twice. That's it. God's dead now.
This is
Oh,
the
seriously?
fantasy.
He
Nobody-
has been eaten by
Simon,
the
so nobody got to make a
God-eating
speech or anything?
lobster. I'm sorry. That's it. It's done. I can't do it. I can't undo it. If you just said that God was
Not
a lobster,
fair.
it wouldn't happen. It's too late. It has happened. Now that I've killed God with that, I will now
No.
look at your pathetic syllogism and explain how broken it is.
Well, firstly, you committed a fallacy. Your
No,
lobster hypothetical. Stop interrupting me.
Deconverted, I
So
would
your
like to hear.
fallacy-
Hold on, please. Deconverted man, I would like to hear Judo's response
yeah,
to the
go
fact
ahead,
that you
go ahead.
just killed God. Like you just,
Yeah, I know.
you know.
It's very sad. I'm sorry.
So
I had
please
to-
let Judo respond.
Yeah.
Your hypothetical falls under the fallacy of death of God theology. So you can Google that. So you agree that God exists. So we can just go to premise 2, unless Hex wants to chime in on premise 1 again. So I'll just read out the syllogism. So
No,
premise 1.
I've got it. I've already have it here. We don't need it read. We've already had it read several times. I'm about to analyze it, so I'll read it for you. How's that?
Okay.
Let's check it here. Let's see where it is.
If we can just say
Okay.
the time, right? The time now belongs to Judo. So if Judo agrees to give you the time to read it, I just want to be fair.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I prefer you reference me as Judeo. Judo would just be that sort of fighting style or whatever.
Okay, well, your choices is I say Judo and you stay, or Deconverted man, your turn.
I keep switching between the two. Can you share my screen there? I almost called you I blame Gur.
You can totally blame Gur. I don't know, like, you see, I knew that was gonna happen. There's a whole StreamYards update thing. I fucking knew it was gonna fucking. See, Gur's now gonna make fun of me, and that's the best you're gonna get.
Alright, so as I said, here's his not enough quotes in the entire universe syllogism that I copied. Okay, now I gotta ask, just straight up, have you studied informal logic at all?
Yes, I've studied metaphysics,
Okay,
and I've done self-study.
have you studied
formal
informal
logic?
Informal logic specifically.
Yes, self-studied.
You keep answering a question I didn't ask. Have you studied informal logic?
Yes, I said yes.
Okay, to informal logic. So you know modus ponens, modus tolios, disjunctive syllogism,
Yes.
hypothetical syllogism, laws of logic. So
Yes.
have you studied formal logic?
Yes, you just referenced formal logic.
Well, formal logic's different than informal logic, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
What is
So,
your question in regards
In what
to?
realm of reality is this a syllogism? Because I tried to make it. Whoa! The hell? The hell?
Too much
deconverted man.
Oh,
And now me.
Yeah, it's all Gur. Deconverted man. Wow. Please stop sharing Deconverted man.
Keep going, deconverted man.
Your share screen. That's all I'm asking, man. There's a whole thing I don't. Thank you.
No.
Yes, continue, please.
No, I was gonna add. You know, I tried to reduce this into letters to make it a formal argument, but I can't. Do it. Who's doing that?
Look, you're just making a lot of claims against me, so my syllogism is valid
No, it's not.
as it
No,
it is.
no, not in any universe. Not in this universe, at any rate.
Just making
it
a
is,
claim.
Well, valid, yes. Sound, no.
Yes, it follows categoricalism. If A is in C, then B is in C. So premise 1 has to reference ultimate's truthful love.
Whatever the.
That is
bleep
why categoricalism trumps conditional and disjunctive syllogisms. I've got this reference within
No, you
my
can't do
Ultimative
that.
project.
You can't break logic to make a logical argument. That's the.
God is logical.
No, you can't listen, God is dead. We killed him with the God-eating monster. I told you.
No.
That. You no longer yes, I already did it. Said the thing. It's gone. You have to accept the truth, like I said.
No,
It's already
because
been done.
God wouldn't limit his
How do you
power
know
down for a
How do you know
creature
that?
because God is self-loving
How
as
do you
he
know
is
that?
ultimate
God told me
perfection. Because
before I killed it that it wasn't actually. It told me you were very mistaken about
God,
what it was.
God doesn't have
Anyways, it's dead.
suicidal tendencies.
You don't know that. It's dead now. It doesn't
Yes,
matter.
I do.
No, you
God
don't.
is ultimate
No.
perfection.
You
He
haven't read the
pleasures
Lobster.
himself.
No. Oh, he pleasures himself. What, do you masturbate? I mean, I didn't
Oh,
know
just
that.
wait for it, D-Man. Just wait.
Come on. No, wait. Share my
Just
thing
wait.
again. Can I share my thing again? Because
No,
look,
we're not. No, I'm sorry. There's been a StreamYards update that's been interacting with the thing that I use to produce,
Oh,
and
it
it's
doesn't-
freaking
it
everything
doesn't
out. So
wanna
I
share
just
the
prefer
thing.
if we do
sucks.
hangouts and stuff.
Translation,
Just
MathPig
us.
sucks.
Thank you,
Alright,
Leo,
well,
for joining. If I can just
at
get
any
it
rate-
right. Excuse me. I'll give you
Oh, sorry.
shit. It's my channel too. Leo,
sorry about that.
straight out there. Me and you'll fall out later. I already apologize. And deconverted man, finish your point.
Sorry. Yeah. I can't. This is not any sort of syllogism whatsoever. You can't make it into a formal one. You can't fix it. It is completely and utterly broken under informal logic, under formal logic. It just doesn't work. Nothing that you put in this works, and it would be rejected at every single logician class ever. So maybe here's an idea. I got an idea for
No,
you. Yes,
no.
maybe yes.
You're just
maybe.
making a claim.
just
You're
making
not
a
backing up your
claim.
claim.
You're not making a claim. You're backing up your claim. Yes. Well, the problem is that you haven't studied informal logic. in a
No, you're
proper
just making personal attacks.
No, that's not a personal attack. I am saying
plan
you
on-
haven't studied in a proper setting, and
You-
that is why
You
do
don't
not
know
understand.
this.
You don't know this. That's the problem.
I know it.
I know this.
I
You-
plan. I
A
am
plan.
studying, and I am in the
Oh.
process of getting a PhD in philosophy and a THD in theology, all sacred theology.
Really?
Really?
Where?
So you're just making claims.
If I can, hold on. I just want to jump in and, Gur, I'm going to give you some time till I feel you're annoying me because you just joined. And then I want to say, Leo, thank you again for joining, and give Leo some time. So, I blame MathPig. Knock yourself out.
Oh, that's me. I blame MathPig, yes. What I wanted to say was continue, Deconverted Man. And also, if you've not heard about the
Alright,
sexual
so-
relations with God,
Yeah,
just
we
wait.
okay. Thanks for your hearsay and all that. I'm trying to be fair.
I
Leo,
have not.
No, I was being legit serious.
Oh
This
yeah,
is
we all
from
agree with that.
Ultimated.
I have not heard
person
about
himself.
this yet. Any rate, I would strongly love to see you submit this syllogism into any of your classes that you're taking, and tell me, please, what grade you get upon it. I'd be very much interested in knowing the results of that.
You're possibly dodging the syllogism.
There is
You haven't
no
addressed it properly.
Yeah,
it is
D-Man
impossible.
dodging.
It is
Stop dodging,
impossible
big
to
man.
engage with it because it is simply broken. From the very start, it is broken. Everything about it is broken. There's nothing to engage with.
I'm still waiting for the justification. You're just making claims.
I know, but so are you. You're just making bald assertions.
No,
But
I
see-
can't
Can I ask a quick
assert
question?
God.
No, but yes. Well, you see, by saying God, of course, you're pre-assuming that the lobsterist is true.
A lobster is a contingency.
No, the
God created
lobsterist.
physicalities.
No. The lobsterist. You haven't read the lobsterist. That's the problem. Is you haven't actually read the real Bible, which is the lobsterist. It's on my profile. You can read both. After you do that, then we can engage. But until then, you don't have anything to stand on because you're basing your
God is the
reality on a
greatest being
fake-
conceivable.
Can I ask
That
a question?
is the lobster god. That is what it is. Oh, I'm just saying the
That's
truth.
contradictory.
No, it is contradictory. You're making the contradictory.
No, a lobster can't be
Yeah.
God.
No,
and
no, no.
a lobster
You say
is not the
lobster.
name of God, from my
No,
understanding.
lobsterist. You're not even hearing because you've never read it. That's the problem.
Can I ask a question?
I don't need to. Yep.
You don't need to read it, but it is the truth. I'm just saying the truth. You have to understand it, but you can't because you haven't read it.
Can I ask a
That-
question?
It's not the truth.
It is the truth. You don't know that.
I'll
You
just
can't
take
say
it as a
It's
no.
not the
it's
truth.
true. You can't.
Yeah, I'm
say
trying to
that
get the
because
last
you're
word
not
on this
God.
person. You're just making
You're
claims.
just making claims.
I'm speaking the truth. I can't assert
speaking
God as
the-
he is an ultimate fact.
No, well, the
I can't
law
subjectively claim
God is
objective truth.
objective fact. That's the problem. Is you're borrowing from my worldview, and you haven't even read it. That's the problem.
We share the same worldview.
No, no, no. My
We share the same
worldview
God?
is right, and yours is not. My God is greater than yours.
No, there can only be one God by definition, as
Yes,
there can
and it
only be
is
one
mine.
ultimate truth.
And that is mine. You don't understand though, because you have not read the lobster.
Our Judeo-Christian
There-
God. This is
No,
why the
no, no,
Bible
no,
is
no.
a top-selling
That
book.
one is
Well,
made up.
Only
That one is
be
made up by.
one
Mine is old.
No, the Bible is a
God
top-selling book
by
worldwide because a perfect God will make
definition.
sure that.
Where
No, no, no.
What
is
happened?
that definition?
A top-selling book makes something true, really? Is that how you
Yes, in this
determine what's
case,
true?
yes. In this
Oh.
case, yes, because God is perfect, He would make sure that the Bible is the top-selling book worldwide, which it is through GuinnessWorldRecords.com. And Tayo Ling, Judah, wait your turn, please. Wait your turn.
So just
I'm refuting your
argumentum,
claim.
just argumentum ad
Ju- ju-
populum, because it's the
Argumentum ad
biggest
Not-
selling
it's
book,
not a
therefore it must be
It's
true.
not a, it's
You know,
It's not a fallacy in
It
this
isn't.
case because I'm referencing God. God is
Oh.
perfect,
know,
thus He would make sure that the
you
Bible is the
know,
top-selling book worldwide.
you
And Tayo
know,
Ling, Judeo-Christianity / Christianity to be the leading
you
religion
know, it's
worldwide.
it's a source of
Yes.
never-ending fascination to me, UJC, how enamored you are with the sound of your own
Address the
voice.
argument, Fangs. Don't
Address
make
the
Well,
it
so
personal.
that was the
I'd love to, but you and I have had a little experience, I think, over on Amy's channel over a long period of time.
Address the
And
argument,
Oh,
please.
I would
the
like
argument.
to. I would love to, and I would, I would love to address your first premise, which is, which you gave an echo of just a moment ago. It's like there is only one God by definition. How so?
Because there can only be one ultimate truth backing the laws of logic. A is A. So the first A would be God. The second A would be not God, or a definition to God.
Right. that
So God is
that's
absolute.
Doesn't that? But okay. But just suppose, I propose that there are two beings that came simultaneously into existence. That or actually two beings who were pre-existing. They were let's call them yin and yang, and they arose together, and together they created the universe. Suppose
That's
by
fallacious.
definition, but by definition, I could construct a cosmology that works that way, right?
No, because they would occupy the same exact location, so there can only be one
By
eternal
necessity,
mind.
by necessity, yes, but they would be two. They would be two.
All
Do
right,
you
You can't
believe-
have
let me ask-
two
let me ask you-
eternal
let me ask-
minds.
Let me
Goodbye,
ask you-
everybody. I'm out.
Let me ask you this: do you believe in the triune God?
You're switching the topic. That's not my main argument.
Well, but if you believe in a triune God, I could believe in a biune God, a yin and a yang, that arose at the beginning of time. In the beginning, there was the yin and the yang.
Jesus
and
is
the earth
gone,
was without- and
but
the-
which
and
we
the-
are talking
and the
about
earth was without form and void.
defaultly.
And now it's just sort of by definition, that's where I start. and I can yell and
There
scream.
can only be one
and
God
stamp my.
defaultly.
No.
Stephanie, I'd like you
see,
to make your point so that Judo can respond, so that Leo can have a go.
My point is that his first proposition of defining a God, the God of the Christian Bible into existence, and allow
God is eternal.
Hey!
And I am. My point is, I think I've demonstrated it quite well, that you're defining God into existence, and you brook no argument or brook no challenge to that proposition. The only way you defend that proposition is by stamping your feet and screaming.
Okay, let him
I'm
ask
done.
a question, Stephanie. Get to a point. That's what I'm saying.
That's
please.
My question is, can you see that the possibility exists for another starting point to this argument, as in the one I just illustrated?
No. And I'm not defining God into existence, as God is eternal and he has revealed himself to us.
Leo, you're
On the contrary, absolutely nothing is impossible. So something can't causelessly spawn for the brute contingency of instant actualization, as everything is irreducibly complex. So,
Cool.
Leo,
Cool.
wanted to
I'm just came in because I noticed that this conversation is going on. I'm gonna withdraw at this point. You guys have fun.
Oh, I didn't mean to be.
Yeah,
rude,
you can back
Stephanie.
out.
I didn't want you to feel that way. No. I think that I was rude, and if anything.
No, MathPig. No, not at all. Not at all. It's just that I spent like 4 hours of going around in circles, and it all came back exactly to this point. The first premise, and it's gonna go on for 4 hours, and it's gonna be the same thing.
Been there, done that, worn the t-shirt. This is for shits and giggles. My wee girls with their mom
right.
this weekend.
Precisely.
Leo.
Yeah.
What
What's
you
up?
got?
Well, I mean, we're like 15 minutes past the point now, and everybody's gone. But what I was going to point out that Ultimated doesn't understand anything about logic, because I asked him
hang on.
a number
Hey!
of times. I asked him a number of times yesterday what the form of his argument is, and
I answered your
he didn't
question.
answer. And then I
Yes,
asked
I
him what is.
did.
Oh, I muted the wrong. Sorry, Leo, muted the wrong
What?
person.
And then I asked him, what does it mean? What is the form of an argument? What does it mean to talk about the form of an argument? He didn't answer that either.
Okay, and we will unmute. There
B
you are.
is in C. You can re-watch that recording. So, hang on. I gave the form. It's all on recording.
What form does it take?
You can't. I said it's all on recording. Firstly,
What form does the argument take?
If A is in C,
What
if
form does
A
the argument
is in
take?
C, then B. I'm giving.
What form does the argument take?
formula.
No, you're not.
So if A. Yes.
No.
It's called a logical form. Just Google
Yeah.
this.
Well, no.
So if
Yeah.
A
And what
is
particular
in C,
logical
then B
form
is
does
in
your
C.
argument take?
Categoricalism. I've explained.
I don't know what that is.
this.
What is categoricalism? That's not a rule of inference.
It's in regards to what we know explicitly / directly. The inference would be the conclusion, Judeo-Christianity. So you're not
Yeah. What form does your argument take?
providing. I've already given you the
No, you
logical
haven't.
form. Yes, I did. If A is in
No,
C,
so
then
hold
B
on.
is in C.
Let's go even deeper here. I'm gonna present an argument here. Premise 1: all men are mortal. Premise 2: Socrates is a man. Therefore, Socrates is mortal. What form does that argument that I just gave take?
Look, I'm just gonna copy and paste something to you.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is a
I
rabbit
didn't
trail.
think so. I didn't think
I
so.
answered your question. If
No.
A is in C,
Oh,
then
you
B.
did?
Just Google logical form. Google logical form. I'll just private message you it.
That's all I have.
I've answered this question so many times. Click that link. I'll read it out for you. Logical form. And it actually shows you a picture. In this case, it says if A, then B. A, therefore B. So I presented a categorical syllogism. If A is in C, then B is in C. So you're presupposing premise 1 of my argument to identify propositions, facts, etc., as you are a creature contingent on God, as he is ultimate truthful love. So that's a true dichotomy. You are a finite being subject to God. You just have to accept the truth.
All right, well, I'm gonna head to bed. That's all I wanted.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
all I
just
came
killing
in for.
it that.
I think
Y'all
you're
have
backing
a
out.
y'all have I don't know what there would be to back out of. You don't have anything, but
I've-
y'all
I
have
just
a
presented an
lovely-
argument.
There's
No, you
3 minutes left in
Yes,
my
I did.
chicken wings. 3 minutes left in my chicken wings. So probably yeah. Thank you very much, Wesley, for popping in just at the last minute. Ultimated, thank you very much for coming in as I don't want to say as always because that'd be a fucking lie, and I don't like it to lies. It's been interesting. I appreciate you coming in. Appreciate everybody watching. Thank you all very much for coming. And we got sneakers right. Just at the very last minute, we got sneakers right.
Oh, dang. I guess you're ending the stream.
We maybe have a hangout afterwards, but I don't want to be public anymore, so we're going to do that. And I appreciate everyone coming. Thanks everyone for watching.
Well, I'll just ask, can I ask Snake a quick question?
Yeah, you can ask him after the
it's not
stream.
in
Smack-
regards- it's not a debate. It's not-
Don't give a fuck. Thanks everybody for coming. Appreciate the rest of it, and talk to you later. Thank you for yourselves.